Okay, so we have yet to talk about step 4 when it comes to abundance living. I am astounded at what I didn't learn. I'm not saying it wasn't taught to me, but what I didn't learn when I was younger, and when I have accidentally taught some of my kids to do this. Okay, so look, step 4, I'm gonna put my phone right here. It's not the best angle. Let's see if I can get a better angle. Anyway, step 4 is gonna be about focus. Why do we get a lot of clarity around what we want? Why do we get a journal and write it all down? Why do we do it every single day? Most of us have not learned the art, the discipline of focus. So it's important that we take a look at this. Focus, focus, focus. So one of the rules in my real estate classes was where your focus, let's see, how's that go? Let me write it down. I did write it down. What we focus on expands. What we focus on expands. In other words, where we're looking, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It gets more and more and more and more. It is important to understand the art of focus and what does it mean between you and your relationship with God. I have a light on that's driving me nuts, so I'm going to shut it off. Anyway, right now I'm going to do a blurb of, have you subscribed? If not, hit the button below. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification so you know when I come on. I haven't hit a regular time frame on this, although I have finally achieved the status of being able to schedule out my videos. So I'm going to do a few of them today, and I'll schedule them out so that I start scheduling them at 8 in the morning, U.S. time, right? Eastern Standard Time. It'll be 8 in the morning. So that way, when you get your day going, you'll be able to get into these things. So hit the subscribe button. We are growing this channel, and I will do more and more things that you guys want to talk about. So let's get into it right now. Focus. Where is your focus? It's important to know where your focus is. Why is it so important to know that? When God gives us the desires of our heart, right? We can't be bouncing around from this car to that car to this car to that car to this car to that. Oh, that one looks good. That looks good. That looks good. When we are wanting the love of our lives to come into our life, we can't be saying, oh, he's cute. Oh, he's nice. Oh, this. How about him? How about him? How about him? Bounce, 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 bounce. No. No. God's going to wait until you settle on your one thing, your one qualities, your one thing, your one heart's desire. And when you get it into view, then God will start blessing you with it. It's important that we go into focus. I'm going to just show you or talk to you about some of the things that I wrote down today when I was studying, when I was meditating, what kind of was downloaded into me. The biggest cause and effect of our desires becoming reality is our focus. I allow a 100% control what thoughts can and will come into my mind. God gave us free will. So if we have free will, then we get to choose where it is that we look, what it is that we want, what it is that we decide to have in our lives. Where is your focus? Where's your focus? When my youngest son, he runs for college. I'm not even gonna tell you which one, but he runs for college. Some of you already know. When he was growing up, because of running, I was an avid runner back then. It was before my bodybuilding days. And I was running anywhere from 9 to 12 miles a day, right? It was a pretty rare thing when I took time off. I might do sprints. I might do, I always ran a lot of mileage. And so my body was shaped very, very different. That was before my bodybuilding days. And so he was about 2 when I really got heavily involved in it. I had the jogging stroller. He was involved. He wanted to run with me. He wanted to run. My other daughter, she was content eating the Cheerios and the Raisinets and all that good stuff, sitting in the stroller, the jogger, while playing a video game. She's a little bit older than he was. But he was 2 when he started running with me. And I was worried about shoes because you couldn't find good running shoes for little kids at that time. So he would go, he was so much faster, right? He didn't know how to jog. He knew how to sprint. So he would run down and come back and run down. And I would give him points so that I could still see him. You run down to that mailbox or that corner of the street or that crossroad. And he would run down and he would come back. And he'd do that until I caught up to that area. We have dogs fighting in my house. Can we see the little one? No, can't see the little one. Okay, well, anyway. So let's see if I can get them to calm down. So as he did that, he began to really enjoy running. So when that happened, look at this. He wants to play. Ever have a 140-pound dog yanking on you? Now they're jealous because it's his blankie and she wants it. Do any of you guys ever have to deal with this? Okay, you two, come here. Come here, princess. I'll put her outside. Then they can quit fighting. Okay, so my son started running, and when he was running, as he got older, he became more and more involved. He started doing some racing. The daughter that was in the stroller was already on some teams, and they would do little sibling races, and he got to race, and he wasn't even trying, and he was winning. You know, one of those mile kind of things, and he was just goofing off and running around, having fun. He wasn't even, and he put an effort into it, but not really the effort that, the other kids were doing. And so this was a kid that ran all the time with me. So then when he was old enough to go on some cross-country teams, I was teaching boot camps. I had bodybuilding days at that point. We were all involved. He was already doing videos of his own for YouTube with burpee challenges and all that kind of stuff. You can actually look back in the archives, I believe, and you'll still find some of those videos. He's just a little squirt doing these videos with me on the beach, on Sleeping Bear Dunes, on all this stuff. And so when he could go start racing, I looked at the coach, and the coach said, well, we have tryouts in like a week. I said, yeah, that's why we're here. I heard about the tryouts. And mind you, I'm a trainer at this point. And Walker was always with me, working out, doing boot camps a few times a day with me. He loved it. He loved the people in the classes. So I looked at the coach and he goes, well, most of these kids have already run 100 miles this summer. And I said, he'll struggle a little bit, but he's a total workhorse and he does boot camps and burpees. This is the time when he could do 300 to 400 burpees and I would stop him because I got sick of counting. One of those things. If you've ever done 10 burpees and they killed you, you know what I'm talking about. So he started running, and the very first day, the coach was like, he did 3 times as much. He didn't understand what I was saying, and he did way more than everyone else. And this is my little workhorse right here. And that began this 7-year journey of racing and cross-country and training. Why do I talk about all that? This kid became so focused that nothing and no one could deter him. It didn't matter what happened in his life. He was bound and determined to make racing his deal. He decided that first year that he wanted to start racing in college. So he went on this 7-year journey of making that come true. He had to keep improving, and he would work out more, and he'd get up at 5 a.m. before school, and he'd work out with the team after school, and he would do these hill walking lunges with weights in his hands. I mean, it didn't matter what I asked him to do, he would do it. Why? And when he wanted to quit, I'd look at him and I said, you can quit. You don't have to do this at all. However, you said to me that you wanted to be this number on the team, or you wanted the college experience, or that you wanted to have these times this year in racing. And we had wrote those things down. We wrote down the goals. And so when the going get tough, I just opened up his journal and said, where are the goals? Here they are. Read those out loud. Do you still want those? Yes, I do. All right, so you decide. Quit and go inside and watch TV, not achieve these goals, or go and achieve these goals by doing the work it's going to take when no one else is looking. It's up to you. He was focused. He wanted to make those things happen. This kid became the most disciplined child of my 6 kids. He was extremely disciplined, focused, very focused. I'm letting her back in. There we go. So why am I telling you all that? Now this same kid he got a scholarship for running. He runs for the college of his choice. He had a handful of colleges he could have gone to, and he chose this one, and he made that dream come true. Some of you are not living in an abundant life because you lack the focus. The focus. So why do we write these things down every day? Because it helps you with your focus. It helps you gain clarity. When every day you write them down, at this point, they should be becoming more detailed and more detailed and more detailed. And you're going to be able to focus on those. I want you to write them down in the morning, and before you go to bed, I want you to read them out loud. Read them out loud to you right before you go to sleep. That's why I want them in a journal. That way you can bring it from where you're writing to right before you go to bed. So some of you really in order to have your dreams come true, or living an abundant life, or having things that you want in your life, what you need to do is fix your focus. Fix your focus. Because when we fix our focus, we go from way out here down into we put all this stuff in, and then it circles around, and you get down to the very root of what you want, and you get clear on that. What happens is God says, ding, ding, now she's ready. Now he's ready. Now we're going to make that come true. And then it becomes really just this monotony. We'll talk about that in the next day. But laser focus. What we focus on expands. So have you ever had a magnifying glass when you were a kid? Or maybe when your brothers had a magnifying glass? I had one, of course. And so the sun would shine down. You take the magnifying glass and you tilt it just a little bit, and it becomes hyper laser focused, and you could put paper on fire. We'd put pieces of paper in the driveway, or little pop rockets. We'd put those things in the driveway, and we would light things on fire in the driveway, just little pieces of paper, and watch them burn from the sun's rays. The magnifying glass got that sun from way out here down into one tiny point that became hyper focused. And when we do that, our desires light on fire, you're connecting with the divine, and you too will make it happen. Fix your focus. So I sell real estate. Gary Keller wrote a book called The One Thing. Get your focus. You want a new car that's too broad, that's too general. What kind of car? What color of car? What is the maker? Bring it out into focus. That way when you're driving around, you will see that car reminding you every time. Which car do you want? 2-door, 4-door, V6, V4, V8. What do you want? What kind of car? Get focused. Get focused on what it is that you want. Not, I want the love of my life. Is it him? 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 Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Calm it down. That's the point where you really need to just forget things. Just get focused on them. Allow yourself to have it there, and then you need to let them go. Let them go. So when I looked up the Latin part of this, or the definition of focus, point of concentration, center of activity, attraction, or attention. Where's your attention going? Where is your attention? Adjustment for distinct vision. I like that one. Distinct vision. You need to make enough adjustments when you're writing things down that you get lots and lots of clarity so that why? You can focus. Focus on it. A point of convergence, right? One more thing I put down, let's see. Mastering results. Focus. You need to be single-minded in your focus. Just get single-minded, the one thing. And when you get the one thing done, then go to the next thing. And when the next thing's done, then go to the next thing. Don't go bing, bing, bing like a pinball machine. Focus in, and then you'll be able to watch your desires. You'll be able to connect with God and watch your desires come true. Okay? So tomorrow we're going to talk about maybe the monotony or the mundane of it. And then I really want to dive into the verse. I'll show you right here. The verse, Psalm 37:4. That's tomorrow's. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. So whether you're religious or not, the Bible's a good book to really learn from. However, there's a lot of religious that I think are just slightly off or way off skewed on this one. And so I want to talk about that verse and what it means. To give you the desires of your heart. What does that mean? Does that mean you need to change the desires of your heart? I don't think so. We're going to find out tomorrow. So stay tuned for I think we're on 5, right? Tomorrow will be step 5. Today's step 4. Mwah! Pamela DeVrou Smith. Get hyper, single-minded, focused on what it is you want. Keep doing. Get to discipline enough. Keep doing. Writing it down every single day with emotion. Connect with that desire. Connect with God with the gratitude and connect with that desire. All right. Love you. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe. All right. Bye.